renew each other's way back. So I want to welcome every one of us to this session once again. And I believe most of us, right now, we are Yoruba. And my code means not our code means, we can. And thank God our guest speaker is also a Yoruba person. A core Yoruba. So he's a wonderful person, and he recently, switched to IT. I went to IT for over 20 years, and he is I wouldn't say he's an expert in his field. Let me just put it that way. So without any further delay, the essence, the reason why we are doing this is to, I don't know, why is my supposed to be the one on the screen? The screen. Okay, so I want to welcome every one of us to this event again, and I believe we are going to learn a lot, and this session is going to be recorded as well. Just like we have been told and we know already that this is basically to protect us against online scam. An online scam can actually come in different form. They keep going back to renew their strategy and all, but at the end of the day, it's still the same thing. Their goal is still the same thing, is to what? Is to dupe us of all our money, or to use us as a means to get to others. It's either they get to us directly, or they use us as a means to get to others. So don't say, oh, they cannot get to me. If they can't get to you, they use you to get to another person. And that is even much more, catastrophic than them getting to you directly. So in order to avoid that, we have to, be ready and be sure that, yes, they cannot even get to us, talk less of them getting to those that are our loved ones, or those that are very close to us. So we want to learn how to identify and avoid protect ourselves from online scams. And without any further ado, I want to welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Adesina. Let me say Prince Adesina, because he's a prince. All right, you are welcome online, Mr. Shino. You're welcome.
Good evening. I greet everyone. Am I audible?
Yes.
I'm going you.
All right. So, Moki everybody, Kato Bears, and so in Bojan Oposo, Ibi Abinibitua, Moki Bubu, and you more, our more cow, Dewey, Buatan Benny, and you, Kokolubu Adaju, into Buadaju, Aquiri and David. Our need daily tone. Wá jẹ́ àlàáfíà tàbí wá ṣe nǹkan yìí la máa fi kíní yẹn ná la máa fi máa gbọ́ Ọlọ́run ní sọ̀rọ̀ wa bẹ́ẹ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí wá máa dàbí pé nígbà tí aládùúrà gbà tán apá aládùúrà wà tún ka mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ tí wá máa ṣe rí. So it is not easy to be abroad. Abroad life is most time lonely life, and the hustle is not easy. Bó bá ṣe òòjẹ́ lóyìnbó ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. So Ọlọ́run tó ń palọ̀ àtàbọ̀ yín mọ́, Ọlọ́run ní kú òun bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́n tó ń sìpẹ́ náà sí kò tí kò ń di àrò, Ọlọ́run á wà pẹ̀lú everybody.
Amen.
So straight into the topic of point for today. Just like my brother, because I won't say my friend, we have been together for more than 20 years, so we are no longer friends, we are now brothers. So as he said, I recently switched into IT. Actually, I didn't recently switch to IT. I've been in IT, but the only thing is that I am just doing it like a passion thing. The time that was at IT, so I didn't establish in it, because that time what I just focused on is hardware, software thing and all that. But later when I got into IT, but I went to work in one industry, which we know as fintech, that is financial industry. So during my time as a support, because I was working 2 things for my boss. I was my boss' personal assistant, and at the same time, I was also into the finance also, looking into things, transaction and all that. So I've been able to know a couple of things in the financial industry. At the same time, there's something we call AML, which is called anti-money laundering. So I am the AMLO, that is anti-money laundering officer for my boss at the time. So I know a little then. I shouldn't say little because I did this thing for over 4 years. So I know more about it when it comes to financial scam, fraud, embezzlement, the way money are laundered and all that. So
in a
when
nutshell, you are
like,
EFCC in a human body.
let me say I'm on online EFCC in a fintech. Okay, that is the next agency. So when I now decide like, okay, I want to now go back into IT that has nothing to do with finance. Let it be like, just like Bachelor on Lopa. If anything happen in Adubo, civil issues, those are what we call police for. It has to be a civil matter. Even in our homes, when there is issue, we have those that are actually also attend to it. That's why we have a customary court where we have the magistrates. There is a issue between father and daughter, domestic abuse. So all those issues goes to the magistrate and all that. So those are customary cases. So as much as we now have, when it now go full bloom, that is now becoming something, that is when we start now putting the military into it. Like this one, putting the terrorism and all. That's why that when you hear the issue of terrorism, you start hearing the military and all. So the military are the army, the navy, the air force, special force, and so on like that. Now, in cyber world, which is online, the Google online, so it's where we call cyber world. So in cyber world, there are also cyber criminals. So just like in the pickpocket and so on like that. So we also have online criminals. So the police officer that also gets to detect and knows about the way, the cunning, the pattern, the strategy, or whatever that these thieves also, or these cunning people also use on the online. Those are who we call the cybersecurity analyst or cybersecurity specialist, depending on how competent or how consistent the experience level of that person. That will not determine if the person is an analyst or a specialist and all that. So recently, myself and my brother, so we had a section in our own school, this and I was like, she just told it to me like, so thing, you want me to do this and that? I was like, no problem now, we can get into it. That is the work we are doing and stuff like that. So, and here we are today. And I'm trying to, as much as it is going to be more robust as well, because but it has to be something that at the end of the day, everybody is going to feel like, I'm really glad I didn't miss that section, because it's going to go beyond how to protect our money alone. Because I wanted to deal with our real life issue, so that we learn to be vigilant. One thing that I know is that people go online and say, people back para say we are look on like Ogun State or something. And when we're going on, that whenever we are passing through those areas, we always have that reflex of vigilance. So react immediately and all that. So that vigilance is what this is going to be about. Now, the vigilance is not going to be just about our money alone. It's going to be about a lot of things. So those are what we are going to talk about tonight. So let me look into my screen and go into the topic of today. Okay. Everybody has seen my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So now for today, this topic is about cybersecurity. Based on our topic, it says that protection from online scam. So it's something as shielding against cyber scam, because cyber is about online. So that is the main goals and all. But we are going to do a bit further beyond that, because Confidentiality are very comprehensive and relatable to our real life activities. So the first thing is that when we say cybersecurity, as in what is actually cybersecurity, like I've explained, cybersecurity are just like the police. But police, it's what they are just police, a lot of people that deal with neighborhood issue, little crime that happen within the environment. But in cybersecurity is like a practice of protecting, a system of protecting, like just a method or a strategy of protecting. It can be networks, it can be data. Within space of time, data from digital attack, unauthorized access or damage. So when we say network, what do we mean network mean in particular? This network, what it's talking about is if you have a company, for example, say maybe your business is hairdressing. If you an IoT, like you're saying, virtually even an hairdresser have a computer. Even the person that is not yet using a computer has a mobile phone that is documenting either a phone number or the record of inventory. Yalagbaja is my best customer. Maybe Mefani open shop. Daddy Jamie, Mama Omewa, and all that. You have the list, there will be a way that you document them. So some people documented them on laptops, some might be on phone. Whichever gadget it is, all of these things are online. So it now becomes your network because they are more than one person. And when you have more than one person that you are linking with, it becomes a network. So that is in the aspect of petty business or trading. But in the case of my brother now, that is full-blown into IT, is going to have a database. It might not be a database that is so big that he's now putting it on a cloud, like he's having a deal with Amazon, for example, that is now putting his stuff on a database. But it might be like he has a database like, okay, well, maybe a special external drive where all the works that he's doing, he kept them there. Those are where he access stuff like that. It might be like, okay, I want to keep some of them on my Google Drive. I want to put down some on Dropbox and so on like that. So those things are what there is network device, there are stuff like that. So you now have all these data, some of the data like, okay, so person is we have a contract with A and B incorporation. The contract is going to worth like $500 million. This is the amount they have paid us upfront. This is the amount that remain. Okay, they paid off from social account. They have documented all these events. So all these things that are data, they are not just data. They are what we call assets. And all of us, we know when we say asset, we know what asset means. For example, if you buy a car, some people might say that car is not an asset, that it's just a luxury because it helps you do this or something. But immediately you start having something that can help you to attain certain level of confidence, certain level of elevation. Those are what we call what asset. It might be like, okay, you have a particular good that you got, like, this good, I have 700 million. This money, if I said I should put it back, something will happen. Let me buy good. That good, in case if anything happens, by the time that will sell the good might actually even has gone up. Maybe you bought it like 20,000 euro. By the time you are selling it, it might be like 40,000 euro. It means the value improves. So all those things, they are an asset. So a person, now you are just a novice person that you actually book on all these things. But to you, it's just a normal, your belongings, your asset and not. But someone, maybe your younger sister now, is now discussing with her friend. They are now saying, Omotoba Dele auntie me, Toba diamond gold, Gonton Lu, in Concon. And you as the auntie, you are where you are doing your own business, maybe you are an hairdresser, like I use an example. You are attending to your customer, you don't know that one of your sister is already at one, maybe E3, fumbling, braggadocious with her friends. The height her sister has arrived or achieved. And someone is just sitting down, listening to all those information. So she was just bragging. She doesn't know that it goes beyond brags. And somebody unsuspecting will just like probably maybe after the whole thing, she now let the person will just say, hey babe, what's up now? You are beautiful, you are and you know women now. By the time you start giving them all those compliments, she starts smiling, especially when she didn't even have a boyfriend or any serious relationship. Do you mind if I get your number and all that? They're saying contact and they start chatting, It looks like a relationship is about to start. That thing that actually just happened is what we call social engineering in cybersecurity. That person is aiming at something. She doesn't know. You as a sister also, you are where you are, that you are minding your business. You doesn't know anything that is happening. Little by little, they go from talking to having sexual relations. She's happy. Then she now into that. Let me even introduce you to my aunt. Which of your aunt? Oh, my auntie that is like, did your auntie? So he will be trying to bring out some information that will lead to what he actually want to achieve. So by the time that like, okay, that's your sister, immediately the guy came into interest because that sister is actually the target, not her. I just debate because she is the naivety of person that is social engineering to get to actual target, and the actual target doesn't even know anything. The boyfriend just come like, auntie me, this is my boyfriend, into this, what is he, what are you doing, and all that, you are staying pleasantly and all that. After couple, it started to be nice. Boyfriend, he's nice, is this, is that, is the clinical. No. Now somebody that looks that, with that adjective that is nice, it gives you all those calm demeanor and all that, everything is nice. You are not suspecting anything. You might be like, auntie, maybe can take number, maybe once a while, I should be greeting you and all. You're like, why not? No big deal. Immediately the guy gets your contact, the next level of stage will start. Are you trying to follow me how I'm going?
We are with you.
So these things are actually what actually happen in our normal life. So somebody would think that no, like nobody can. It might not be you directly. So that is why we have something we call social engineering in cybersecurity. Those are ways in which hackers use to aim at their target. A guy might think because actually the person I like is B, but I can actually achieve B through coming to A. A and B are friends. I want to date A to make B jealous. You might be like, actually, it's not even that your friend that actually like and all that, is blah 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 and all that. So those things are things that happens and all. So before you know it, that person will find their way. If the person that is being targeted, because the person is actually doesn't even know anything now, before you know it, they achieve their aims and they succeed and all that. Which brings me to one of these places that that is called confidentiality. These parts, so it's like keeping sensitive information private. Something that you have that this gold is worth 20,000 euros that nobody knows because it has been shared with your sister. Your sister is going to brag and know. The confidentiality is no longer there again. Then we have integrity. Integrity is ensure that that thing remains accurate, nothing happens to it and no. The integrity is no longer there. Now we have what we call as availability. Then there's availability of that person. You're not in access to the main anti-Tony Diamond or Tony Gold in this instance. So this thing in cybersecurity is what we call CIA. So sometimes you might just be hearing CIA, someone will be talking about CIA trial. So you're not talking about the US Central Intelligence Agency. You're talking about the CIA in cybersecurity, which is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So confidentiality is when that thing you like, it is between me alone, or maybe even if I'm going to tell anybody who is secretive that I know that is not going to leak, my husband, my wife is going to be person. So you know that that is why that a lot of the time there is always that disparity at home between husband and wife. Like so husband, your wife be like, okay, so anything for me, share any confirm because the man knows the level of confidentiality that has to do with that information is going to pass. He doesn't know where that is going to leak. So those are one of the things, but we are not talking about marital issue now. We are talking about protecting ourselves. So immediately confidentiality is well protected, the integrity will be there. But when confidentiality has been breached, the integrity is not there and availability has actually eluded. In that kind of case, it means that problem tiwa. Immediately, that means 20 million. About daily Banana Island. My dad bought it for $2 billion, and we start building house. It was estimated to around 9 trillion naira. No, who sent you message? So all those information are no. Those are in Yoruba. The Yorubas, our great grandfather, they are really a huge philosopher, but we'll be borrowing some of their words and all. So what these things that are important is we have to be very careful. Things that are so dear to us, who we are sharing them to. I want us to become a demo, even if it has to do with our relationship, our marriage. I have a friend that I'm always sharing to. My friend, that's just keep what has to be in your home, let it be in your home. Let your home be your home. Let everybody maintain that level of confidentiality. Let's keep it that level, because that information is very sensitive. So keep it private. Your business, some certain things were that we call it small success. You can celebrate those success. But there are some certain things within that success that you must keep it that private. It must be confidential. That's why that when you are looking at some document, for example, if you are watching some movie, you will just see some document, they will write classified. That classified the same thing as confidential. Like it must be within certain people, even within company, even the company. There are some certain information in that same company that you are working that you don't know, but that information is there. But because you are not within the level of people that information can be passed to, so that kind of information is confidential towards you. Because if you just see that this place is unauthorized. That is why that you walk into certain companies, you see that
it's above your pay grade.
Exactly. They will say that this place staff only. It means that you are not staff, you can go to anywhere in that company, but this place is only staff. So it's only staff that can tell you that this is what is inside there. But the company also does not expect the staff to go and be telling someone what is actually in where we say it is for staff only. So you have to keep that information confidential. It has to be classified. So once that part has been maintained, the integrity, as it's being written here, will always remain top-notch, because you ensure that nothing is breached. No, kò sí bí òwe táwọn àgbàlagbà máa ń pa pé wọ́n ní tí eku olé ò bá pa ni, òde ò lè pa. If someone at home does not pass the information that is so confidential, that is classified, that is inside the house, that's supposed to remain within that family, tí ọmọ ilé ò bá gbé lọ síta, ó lè ta ò lè wá jà nínú ilé. Wọ́n bí ní pé kí ni tí kúlé ò bá pa ni tó kò possible, because how do you want to get the information? How do you move information daughter? So once integrity has been breached, now that means that the information is available. That is where we have a lot of wives losing their husband to their maid, to their friends, and so on like that, because the integrity has been breached. Now the prey is now available. Because it is now available. There's an open space. You have left like in my business, I always make 2 million per month. Just keep quiet. Do we need anybody? Because the person you are even telling to that you are making 2 million in a month, you don't know how that person is struggling. You don't know if that person is going to even take that information you are passing in good faith, because you don't know what is going on with that person. Maybe that person is even struggling to pay some certain bills at home. So they are struggling to even make a certain amount in the end, because the person will see it like you are bragging, but you are being happy and you are sharing information to a friend, information that doesn't even need to be shared, information that's supposed to keep private. You're supposed to know that you're supposed to keep it private. Let that confidential remain confidential. So immediately you've done that, you have created space for availability. There is no problem. Now that is where people will now start running up and down, which is where we now talk about this part. If you look at my screen, you will see evolution of attack. And if you look at this evolution of attack, you see it at 90%. Because people now at this stage, now people are now careless. That's why that if you go to social media, you will see under 16, under 15, some 14 years old or 13, some even 13 on social media, displaying their almost nude body on TikTok, on Instagram for content. And these people does not know that they are already setting themselves for future attack, because there is a slang that they say that the internet never forgets. That is why that you see 90%, because people are sharing certain information that's supposed to be private on social media. This thing is now leading them to the end. But the actual person to target. You are now actually even bringing yourself outside that, I'm available. How did Davido sing that song? I'm available. They know they see me. Oh, okay. Oh, he said I'm unavailable. They don't know they see me. But this one you're saying,
unavailable.
They know they see me. But you now you are showing yourself that I am available. You can see me. So it now gives them that opportunity to attack, which now brings us to protecting digital integrity. That as a cybersecurity specialist, the goal is dedicated to like guiding our people for them to understand that but before we now get to you have to first protect yourself before people will be able to protect. Because that's why that if you're having a case in court, your lawyer will first ask you, is there anything I should know? Because he knows your opponent, the lawyer, are going to be finding everything that is bad about you. And the only person that knows everything that is bad about you is you. So once you have passed everything that is bad about you, your lawyer has prepared every case on how to defend that part in case it comes out any court anywhere in the world, because he's aware. So he has brainstormed ahead of time in case Tomag one court, Timashi attack on the day. But once you are hiding all those things and all, you become a prey and all. So which is where survival, like once problem has now started, your specialist now start asking you that, what have you shared? What are the things that you have? What are the things that we should know? Where are the things that we should go next, so that we will know that the one that you remember that you have shared publicly, the one you didn't remember that you have shared, the one that you have not even shared at all, they will have to prepare ahead to know that, yes, we are going to protect you on all levels, on all fields. Which take you now to the main topic of today, which is actually phishing. So phishing is, how do I say it? How to avoid, now we want to talk about how to avoid this phishing. But now let's first talk about phishing itself. Phishing is, like I define it here, that phishing is one of the fastest way attackers steal password, money, and access. So this access is not assets. I'm not referring to assets in this time. I'm talking about assets now. In this time of assets, what I'm trying to talk about is, for example, my first example, where you want to business in Abu into the with your boyfriend, opportunities, family. So that person has gotten an access. So that access is what I'm talking about now. Because now, see that you see, but long fún ara tó jẹ́ wùkẹ̀dẹ̀ kò tí mọ̀ pé ewu ti dé, because ẹni ẹlẹ́ni ó kàn rí boyfriend àbúrò ní pé boyfriend àbúrò mi ayé school is calm, ọmọ yẹn kò lè tí ọwọ́ ẹnu ẹ̀ tán, and so on like that. So that person has gotten an access. It now going to be depend on the person's level of professionalism on how he's going to execute the opportunity he has. No matter the time she was successful too. And this success is what she want to happen. Ó wá depend lórí ẹ̀gbọ́n tí àbúrò ẹ̀ ti lọ fuck up níta. Bóun náà ṣe wà aware sí about information on phishing láti protect rẹ̀ in case tí gbogbo àwọn small information finding out bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, because òun náà abẹ̀rẹ̀ ti ṣe investigation, and that investigation is going to look harmless. For example, now I am your sister's boyfriend. We have been talking, you have liked me that this guy is nice, he's cool. I've even told you about my job. I am doing great. So you have known that financially I don't have issue. Everything is moving fine. Talk about the and most of them now, I always have money now. He's using a very nice ride. In fact, the last time that we went like, let's go for a December outing now. I'm the one that paid. We even went to lodge at a Intercontinental Hotel in Kofu Abayomi VI. The hotel is so massive, like, why not? So definitely you're not going to think that this guy is going to be a fraudster now or a scammer. You're never going to think that, because this guy is well to do. But this guy already have access to the family. So the question will just start and see how any business in how the thing come. Are you seeing that question now is coming? But you are not going to suspect, about coming. We are time with put the idea picking it on or coming on try is shaking it cooking it. Bushing Wally land, but can't come out of shade the much around good con. You know, you just be passing also those information. You know, because those questions look harmless. I shall have bought gold, more I want stock it concon and all that, something like that. He has now confirmed all those information. You will now start asking every other thing that could possibly, you know, Shema stop share. There's this bamboo that I bought. The bamboo is very nice. So there is this USDT, what do they call it? Crypto coin and so on like that, you know. You start talking, those discussions will look harmless, you know. But those discussions that are harmless, they are actually your own assets. All those information, because the gold is your investment. That stock that you say you bought is your investment. If you have crypto, they are your investment. Those things are your assets. But you are giving this person now the assets because all those discussions you are having, they look harmless. Because you are for any turn and this person cannot do this and all that. Then one day thing will just happen like but any friend we compare is also into so the person is in tech and that person truly is his friend, but that friend is his partner in crime because that person is the other hacker. He's one of those that were both in all this business together. But you don't know now, so it's just like our boyfriend that blew me, you know, what possible. Even they can go as far as you will even engage your sister for them to go to the next level. Like, bó find it propose here, Olúwa ṣeun, Jésù ṣeun, ìgbólúwa tóbi, aláwa, you know, now, a normal thing. Women are usually out like that, and men also, even though men it may be cautious, but men also are also prey to this. Because like I thought in now, so you know that just that the rate to deceive women is much higher than that of men because men are naturally conscious and all that stuff like that. But sure, men is also prey. So all those things look, you know, genuine and not. Then they will just introduce I mean, I told me chill lonjo kona konpia kama koja nde oba pekonya waju ile oba kama koba, you know, this that my friend is, you know. What they just need is keywords. You will just be talking, you'll be checking them, you'll be documenting what they have and no. So the information they have, what they are doing on this is what we call social engineering, just like I was saying. So they are documenting all the details they need. By the time that they were done, one day like this, they might say, there's one business where you can invest. They will just send it to you. And the funny part is that it might even come to you and send it to you like, until you click here, yeah, you might buy this. And you'll be following through because you are not suspecting. But while you are doing those things, they are getting your details, your username, your password, and all the details and all. Before you know it, by the time that you open your eye, all the USDT you have in your crypto, all your whatever information, that everything, everything will just disappear one day. Before you know, a couple of days or weeks, you just hear say, means a boyfriend, I can and all those. Everything just suddenly disappear. By the time you will suspect what actually happened, the deed is done and everything is gone. That is why we are here. There we have to talk about phishing. So because phishing is one of the fastest ways attackers steal passwords, money, and access. So this access is actually the most delicate part because once they have the access, the remaining thing is done. Now, phishing. Now, debates are usually like you receive deceptive messages. It can be email. We are going to go to that place. SMS, direct message. I'll still talk about them comprehensively. That looks like it comes from a legitimate source. But this one source now is the source within family. This person is even doing face to face. So we have to look at that one. And that one is even the most difficult because that face to face is more like a spear phishing. We'll get to that part. So they can attack you, your bank, your employer, popular person. It can be a celebrity and so on like that. And it's so on like that. So now, the types of phishing that we have what we call classic email. Now, this classic email, we have spear phishing, whaling, phishing, smishing, and so on like that. All these examples, we have them. So let's go to the next page. Now, of all these things that I listed, let's talk about the popular one. Because those are the ones that actually touches our life as regular people. The popular one is that the classic email. I know one way or the other, someone, either at least someone among us or someone that we know, will have received an email, maybe during the days of Yahoo, when we use Yahoo email, Hotmail, and all that, before we now get to the life of Gmail and all these new generational email. You just receive one email that there is one lawyer in California that my name is Tiffany Tempest. I live in Florida. I am a lawyer. There is also Mr. Kineko. He died, and surprisingly, your name came out on their will. The person left you about $25 million that you should, this is and all that. All those email. In fact, if you go into your spam box, maybe see have Yahoo email, go to your spam box, you will see something that looks like all this kind of email. You will see all those information and all that stuff like that. Those are phishing email. Email that you said that no. Who do I know in US that will be putting me on way, giving me $25 million? Do you know what $25 million is and all that? Those kind of emails, what we call was classic email. But as much as you believe that, no, this one is too easy, there are some people that will fall for that kind of trick. There are people. And they will just put some link there and you just follow through. Before you know it, boom. On your street. Now, the next one is now the spear phishing and whaling. Now, this spear phishing, for example, they are the kind of, that when I mean spear, the spear means I want spear to my pink by the javelin, see that spear to my javelin and all that. You have to aim it at something before you throw it. So that one is the kind of
more like dagger in the heart.
Exactly, more like dagger in the heart, my brother. More like a dagger in the heart. It has a specific target. That spear is an email. They have known that person has gotten some level of information about you, that the way they will type the email, you will find difficult that because you are a specific target, that person has some level of information. Then that also goes to whaling. But in that whaling attack, that whaling is not for people like us. We have not reached that level. Because when we say that level, there are people of high profile, as in people that God has answered, not a global, they are on level 1. People like, for example, if you look at this place where I put whaling phishing, it's target at person like Femi Otedola, Mike Adenuga, Razak Okoya, people that yes, money, so if an attacker wants to attack those kind of people,
I'm telling you there are people like that on this call. I'm telling you.
So in fact, you'll be like, so they have all those at one point or the other. The question will now ask that, is human, is a young. So when you do assignment very well, the prey must fall. And most of the time, the prey always fall when the prey is to prey about Professor 1 naira, Professor 20 naira. That is when it actually most of the time happens. That's why that at one point there are some deals that someone will introduce you to. The first question you ask yourself is that this thing is too good to be true. Example is MMM. All those Ponzi schemes. How will I be 1,000? And after 1 week, I have get 50,000. And some people are showing you results that I look at it now, 100,000. By the time that everybody start putting money, there have been millions of people and all that. You know that by the time that MMM will collapse that time, over in Nigeria alone, over $30 billion. No naira, over $30 billion. 30 billion, I'm not talking about 30 million naira. I mean, sorry, $3 billion was taken away from only in Nigeria alone. $3 billion. If you convert that thing in naira at that time, that's a lot of money. So all those things that look too good to be true, they always happen. So those are spear phishing because they are targeted as specific person. And then to target share assignments here, just like the boyfriend of your sister that I use an example. Oh, the share assignment alone with your own younger sister that you are not even aware of. But by the time that he got to the family, he has known what he's going to do because that is what he does better. He's a professional in this field. He knows what to do next. He knows that what in this next is acceptance. Once the family has accepted me, the next line of action is to start my own social engineering on the actual target. And the actual target most of the time also, if you are not familiar with this kind of information from our section, you see, if you are not familiar with this, you because those questions look harmless. And to say investment, investment. You want to talk now because this person has now been part of the family. But there's some information in discussion that you look at. No matter what I'm discussing with anybody, this one must not go out between. It's going to be between me and my husband. It's going to be between me and my wife. And most of the time, I'm using me and my husband the most than me and my wife because most of the time are more likely to be the prey that will even give up your own husband. You are most likely to even be the person that will give up. It might be you that they will even use as the social engineering to attack your husband. Most of the time. So to hear around that level so that we will understand that certain information, it is classified. There is a reason that information is classified or it makes to be confidential. There is a reason every country, US any Secret Service, Nigeria any SSS, Special Security Secret Service, and no. Or every country has all these secrets. All these secrets, they are the ones that are going to be doing all the dirty job. Let me give an example. When this guy was arrested in Kenya, this guy from the East, that they say he was the one of the people that I don't want to mention name for the purpose of this because I don't want it to look like a tribal thing and all that. Or the issue of that is going on in the East over unknown government agitation for a particular country and all. Some people went to go and do the assignment, the dirty job, and before you know it, that guy just found himself in Nigeria. Those are the duty of. But tomorrow, you will never know those people that did the job. That is what the Secret Service is. So those information are called secret, confidential. Okay, the recent one about the keys that, I'll just say keys that were captured and all. So a lot of people don't believe the information that they pay them and all that. But some people went to do the dirty job because they didn't pay anybody. How did they tend to find the family of all the people that kidnapped and want money and all? That is to let you know the function of being secretive. You have to have secret. Something that is between you and your God. Something that this so no matter the kind of information we are sharing, this particular information must not go out. The only information that can go out must be information that anybody will go. And even as a parent, we are sharing information to your children. There must be some level of maturity to that case before you can share certain level. So, what machine maturity is kind of information you are going to be sharing with them will be. So that I won't only love shaking the jam talking that and no. So now moving forward from this. So now proactive monitoring is that the continuous threat detection. One of the ways to detect this threat is that certain information, I got to call that certain information must be for certain people. Anything that has to do about my asset, that information is supposed to be between close circle, myself and my husband, or myself and my lawyer, myself and my wife. You know, certain information about your special asset must be completely confidential. It has to be a secret. There's no big deal about having secret. All of them are going to keep a secret. There's a reason why we are not seeing him. So every country also have a secret service that are doing a dirty job. So secret is one of the ways that you keep your confidentiality confidential. It remains between a close circle. Let's move forward to the next one. Now, typical example of now this. I'm trying to, okay. Let me okay. Now, if you look at this screen, It's showing. Let me come out of it. Hey, it's too much. I know why it's actually was segment. Why it's finished all the way. Now, if you look at this message, it shows us the first one up here because there are two pictures here. This one is showing YouTube. This message was sent to a friend. I was trying to get some of mine, but I can't even find them, so I don't want to waste time more ahead of all. So it looks like a message came from YouTube. It looks too genuine that this message is from YouTube, and the message in YouTube sent was that there's something you post on your YouTube channel. It is inappropriate. Look at inappropriate video alert. That was the topic from YouTube support, and they were like, this now that looks like YouTube support here. Before I open the link, I want to find out is this message is actually from YouTube. By the time when you see a link, maybe you see a Yahoo mail or something, now say that click here or something. Whenever you see them, before you click them, just put this arrow, just put it on that particular link. Don't click, don't put it there, and use this hand on it. So by the YouTube will send, for example, so this one says YouTube support. But if you look at the name under it now, it shows maribear39@gmail. It means that the person that actually sent this email, this is the person. Will YouTube be sending me email and be using maribear39? So those way is that when you get some email and you have a link or something, if you open it either to your phone, you have to be very careful that you don't open link anyhow. If you are using laptop, it's even much easier because this kind of features now can come out from a laptop. Because on phone now, this one that is not going to be on phone, but it's going to be on laptop. So when you put your cursor on it, it shows that this is the person that sent the email. So typically, this person is a fraudster. So it sent me something. Immediately you click on that bit, I'll show you the next picture that is going to show you what is going to likely happen. Because that information looks like YouTube sent you this thing. By the time that I came here now to one zoom up, I now discovered that it's not YouTube. It is someone with maribear39. Now, going for now, another example now, which is now, I want to use this paper like our GT Bank account or whatever account that we are using. Maybe you are in UK, you are using Barclays, you are in North Island using the whatever bank anywhere in the world. But let me use paper as an example. Now, so this left now, because this paper is showing two types, but there is about me left side here. In this left side, this shows that a PayPal account. You see that our PayPal send a mail that your PayPal, this thing is having issue. Please come and click this link and this blah blah blah. Come and do this. So when the link was clicked, it shows this PayPal account. And ordinary person might be, this is my GTB account now, and no. You have your username and password. So you have put your username and your password. But one thing that you will not suspect is that open browser, I'll become www.kenikon.com. This first one that is on the left, where the username and password is. F6006B blah 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 .in.login and all. But you are not going to pay attention to all those. Immediately you click on that link. This is what will happen first. Let me show you. Let me go to the next page so that you know. Now, if you look at this page, this thing is what we call. Let me see if I'll be able to open it down. This page is what we call black eye. There is a particular OS, and most of us, what we are familiar with is Apple Mac's laptop and Microsoft's Windows OS. Maybe that we have money, but there are so many OS. There's something we call Linux, and you come up with the Linux. That Linux, there's a particular distro because that Linux, Windows 10, Windows Mint, Windows 11, Windows XP, and so on like that. We also have that Linux with so many distros. We have Kali, we have Ubuntu, we have Debian. We have so many of them, but there's a particular distro that we call Kali. That Kali is specially created for hacking, cyber hacking. That is what it's used for. So in that cyber hacking, some people might use it for cyber hacking for stealing. Some people might use it for cyber hacking for protecting. Now, trying to, okay, open the virtual. So while that one is loading. So now in that, in the Kali now, this is the Kali now, this particular picture that is here. This is where we generate the link. If you look at this thing now, F606B, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that was the one that we saw up here on this picture that is on to the left. That is where we generate. So while you were putting your detail, alex@paper.com, for example, immediately you type it, the Kali will bring it out that. Immediately you open it first, before you even start typing, this Kali will bring it out, waiting victim open link. Now, you now say that what? IP found. Now, that person that opened this thing, this is the IP address of that person at the time to open it. That is why that when you are watching movie, you will see them that they will say that they want to arrest one suspect in movie, for example, that you just say that someone will just say that the person is at so place. Immediately that person opens something, they have used the IP address of that person. I know my brother, they understood what I mean by this IP address to find your location. Immediately you open it, your location has been known. So it means that if that person is a kidnapper, he's not actually interested in most of your money, he wants to actually kidnap you. The person has get your IP address, so he can find your location that Ibiten in Belele or Ibiten in EY, so the first thing they first need is to know that is that place a house where they live? Is that place a workplace, an office? Is it a salon? Or at least salon, you definitely go to salon. Is it an eatery where that person? So they will first find when they say like it is a house, because they know that this is whenever we come here, this person must come home. They have gotten the IP address and all that. So they have saved certain. That's why I say paid, paper saved. Now the next thing is that credential found, because you have put your email address. Immediately you are putting it. Can you see that the email address is here now? alex@paper.com. Let's go back up. So you have put alex@paper.com. Now look at your password. You know you are typing. The password is not showing here. The password, everything just looks like normal. This that my password is protected. Yeah, come here. Password. What do you see? Can you see that the password is out? So just like I used that boyfriend and his friend when they came, while you are talking and all, the brother now show you a particular link. You're saying, yeah, auntie, everybody, if you use an EVC, if I'm worry, my guide, I'll follow you too and all. You are putting all those details. Immediately you are putting it. The other friend that is also suspended, that person will just look busy like he's working on his own laptop. Or the person might be, he can be anywhere anyway. He doesn't even need to be with you guys. Only to okay, office. I'll be seeing you guys later. Auntie, thank you. In fact, a really nice go. Really like your accommodation. You know, it will be all friendly and all that. The friend has gone, nothing suspect and all that. All this information they have gotten it. They have gotten your username and your password. And you are just like, by the time you feel that, killing your law, boy, I shit out and you can try again and all that. So we should take us back to what was here, which is the second part here. So if you look at the first one now, first is by the time that will load, it will now load you back to the normal paper. So if you go to the second picture on the left, you now see that www.paper.com. So you now look at it. That is when your own mind will like shaking paper one. By the time you look at it, you can see that everything is now back to normal paper. You are not going to suspect anything. Because by the time that he reload you back, if it is something like this, you'll be suspicious. But in this case, he has actually go to carry back to www.gtb.org. You'll be like, what's now happening? This is GTB website now. But in that kind of case, so in that kind of case now, all those information has been found here, which will not take us what? Here. Phishing. Now, this phishing was the example that I started with. Now, the phishing is a type of phishing, but this one is a phone call. I know that at least all of us might have almost all of us must have experienced this. You just receive a call from somebody you don't know. Hello, Auntie Laide, Ekujo Meta, Kiniko, like
it's all of us, not even almost, it's all of us. All of us have experienced it, not almost.
You, hey, mommy, Emi Lagbaja, okay, Kiniko. In fact, it might even be friend, you'll be like, hey, Ojo Mota, Ojo Tipo, more understand. If you know, it's in Nigeria, more, more US, hey, yeah, about family and call and all that. You know, you are simply starting, they start giving you all these fact. You see, all those things that for after those pleasantries is to get your attention. What are people about jail? Listen, they say they call something appetizer. The first day, you know, so that Ali Jackie, I have settle down from main course. That one is common among you guys are now living in Europe now. So you guys will have been having that kind of a lifestyle. But you call appetizer. But this you guys are in Europe, so you'll be used to getting appetizer like something to, you know. By the time to give them ready, you now start or something. So that greeting is the appetizer to get you welcome into the next phase. The next phase is now the social engineering. You now start fooling, but until Lagbaja, watching you see me, and you are still wondering me many, but the way that it talks about your sister, you know that everything is accurate. Because so they party information like àbúrò yín. Òun dẹ̀ lè má máa àbúrò yín kó jẹ́ pé bóyá ìkànnù wọn tó wà ní Naija. Ọ̀pọ̀ fún ẹ̀gbọ́n wà Naija kó jẹ́ pàdé títí ẹ̀gbọ́n ló máa ti parí iṣẹ́ lára àbúrò yín tó máa kàn pàdé ní party àbí random place kan tó máa bára wọn sọ. Wọn ò ní tòsí àwọn they will just be friends. Kọ́kọ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ pé kìíní ọ̀rọ̀ kan. That will just give ẹ̀gbọ́n this are the function, this are the blah blah blah. This everything about the girls kò tó lọ lédè. Primary kìíní kan tó lọ lédè, second kìíní kan tó lọ university tó lọ lédè, kan tó mú graduate lédè. Mommy, daddy, you know, that one will get all this information. Our friends exchange all those information. Those are social engineering. Those are what we call social engineering. So all those information is getting available. So come out in, you'll be passing. In fact, also on my baby, yeah, Baba Kini call, so she washer. You know, you'll be like that. Daddy. So you bring my you know. You won't doubt it. But the first thing that you need to doubt is, I don't know this person. So let that I don't know this person remain, I don't know him. So any information that is confidential, keep it confidential no matter what. This information, so you must now start documenting information that must not go out between you and your husband. Or information that it must even be only you that must know it. Your wife must not know about it. Information that is my husband, our children must not know about them. The information that our adult children are the only ones that are liable to know about this information. So once you have certain kind of level of information, no matter the level of pleasantry, kind of social engineering style, like that anybody want to use, that level of way you have the preparedness is there. Anything or if miss before if or anything else. Because prepare mind ahead for anything. But how do you prepare yourself ahead when you don't have this kind of a section that prepares your mind ahead? That is what phishing is. So that's why we say that phishing is a social engineering attack where fraudsters use phone calls or voice IP system to trick victim into sharing sensitive personal, financial, or corporate information. Unlike email that come and type it down is just link, you have to click and all that. So we have talked about how to talk about that click, but I'll still talk about those ones that way. Everyone WhatsApp group come send anything to come and link. Once I come send this here, Robert is sharing so money. Is needed, all those unnecessary things and all that. So we have to be very careful, but we'll talk about all those ones in rounding up. So how phishing works is that caller ID spoofing. Want to share social engineering, want to abuse, you want to get contact and everything. So they do all those ones. Then pretexting is the next thing. Social engineering, they start calling, start getting familiarizing to get all this information that is needed. So once they get all this information that is needed, the next thing is data harvest. So data harvest, like example, we give like boyfriend, the abwe, engage the fiancé. So what in more level at the advanced in family. So it now start harvesting data. Harvesting data is now like anti-me. She shop with business in Shane law, but that means she shop and the woman there. Hey, but that means you know, but you be this very respectful, very humble guy. You know, calm, cool looking, you know, you just be harvesting all this information little by little from you. What is doing is what we call what? Data harvesting. It's harvesting all the information that is needed. Once those information is available, if they don't even need link or anything, they just go and use the data they get. That's why that you hear some people say that ATM means sometimes it might not be your ATM. It might be that you have just misplaced ATM as a coincidence as at that time. You have shared certain information about your bank detail. Someone that have access to someone that is inside bank, they will just give them that information. Before you know, you just hear someone that have like 5 million in their account. They have wiped all the money out of their account. You will have had all this information. All these things, just because someone cannot keep quiet. Just because someone don't know the kind of information that should be private, some information that should be confidential, some information that should be secret. Just because someone issue a genome or the power body by anybody issue don't get. I want to show everybody that we are the next king. So while all this thing is going on, I'm trying to check. Kali is not opening. So while all this is going on, you will be unsuspecting and everything will be going normal. The information will be sharing and stuff like that. So we have to be careful in our WhatsApp group. So let me use this opportunity to even talk about the WhatsApp group in particular, because a lot of, especially WhatsApp in particular, now I think that one is the latest thing now, broadcast. You just see so many people just be putting unnecessary link. Something is up there. This thing give away on TikTok. There is, you know, and just like our host. My brother talks like we to give you a patient by saying report
that in error. And is this one I want to cut?
So once people hear giveaway and all that, they just start they are sharing so money. Because how much money are they sharing? You just enter the link and start going, you are like, can you see a Wulu? Yeah, you are sending that for Wulu. But those that wanted certain information, they have gotten what they need. What they need might not actually be what is going to bring them the money. It might just actually be what will be lead them to the next stage to get something. Recently, I met someone at Intercontinental Hotel in Kofu Abayomi. If you see this guy, very clean guy, randomly, this thing happened in June ending. I just picked them randomly. They were stranded and all that. I was like, I'm also going to BI now. So I just carried them and all that. So we exchanged contacts. So I got them at the hotel and I went by my way and all that. So we're talking, we're chatting, stuff like that stuff. So the guy was now asking me that way, you even have an iPhone, Mark 4 rather, that way he has this issue and all that. Not to them that this is what you should do, this, because as someone that I've been an hardware engineer for some time too, I said I should do this, it's going to come up. So when he did the system come up, but there was still some issue, and I was like, okay, that I'll come to the hotel, come and investigate now. So when I went to that hotel, even you yourself know that someone that told it about hotel by something like that, it will be someone that is well to do and not. So we got talking, you know, the guy was asking questions. I was asking what he's into. He said he's into fashion designing. And I was seeing pictures of his brand and stuff like that. But me, I'm not someone that is easily, you know, get corroded by stuff like that. But I said, well, that is what you do. That is what you do. It doesn't concern me. So he was now asking me about my job. I said that I'm into ethical hacking. Immediately you just hear ethical hacking like this. The next thing he asks is like, so do I know how to hack? I said, of course, now I know how to hack. I'm an ethical hacker now, so it now depends on what I want to ask like that. So we now migrate to, okay, so now I now start doing social engineering on him while he's doing his own on me. So my social engineering on him is that, why is he asking me if I know how to hack? His own social engineering is that he wants to confirm if I actually know how to hack. So he was not telling me that there is this information that the money is readily available. That all I just say is that all the details, they have done their own assignment on the victim. The information is readily available. All they need is someone that will hack that information at the Magbo. The money is about, I think it's about $2 million.
Mr. Ashino, 10 minutes more, please, so that we can have time for question and answer.
Okay, so in a nutshell, I told him, like, bro, I won't be able to do that. And so that was where the title at one. So that is to let you know that these people, once you assignment, they just need someone that will go and do it. And I want to assignment, won't anything. So that is how this thing is mad. So now, this is a column chart that I did to analyze what these people need. The first threat target is that immediately they send you that message that your GTB account, your password is not correct. Send us your bank account, your BVN and all that. Let us correct it. And imagine total one night. My GTB. Okay. You not start calling me for them on phone call. That one is even common. You start calling on them for them on phone call, start telling them every information. Before you know it, they have gotten it. The naivety, you don't know anything. You are not privy of this information we are sharing, this section that we are doing. Then curiosity, all those WhatsApp link. They give you correct in all those things. You are too curious. So those are the things that all these guys feed on. So once they feed on this information, that is all. That is all they need. So now the level of awareness is now that assess the effectiveness of security training, just like what we are doing now. Can I enlighten our that this is what we do, this is how we protect ourselves. So once we are aware that this thing is real, we will know the information we have to share, we know the one that we don't share, the one that stays within the family. So going to now modern information protecting and all that. So the threat detection. The threat detection is immediately the person starts asking all those questions that they look harmless, the person is getting familiar. You have to be able to see, just like the guy I said that I met. The questions are going into my personal life because my job is my personal life. So you have to be like, be careful at that point, because when that person starts doing social engineering on me, on what I do, how do I do it, am I sure I did? That is now my personal life because he's talking about my job. So this person is also talking about your business, talking about your investment. So you're supposed to be cautious, like, nobody care about you. Number one thing you need to know, the person that care about you in your life is your father, your mother. Those are the first people that care about your life. Then your spouse comes next. Your husband in particular, because most of the time, husbands are always top notch in all these games. They care the most, but the wife always like, is caging me, is this and that. That one is a case for when I'm doing marriage counseling, but now I'm not doing marriage counseling. We are doing protecting ourselves.
Don't start war with our woman here. With the way you are being masculine, don't start war with our woman.
No, it's not. That's why I mentioned something that it might be that I'm being more on our wives, our mothers, because I want know more pay. I want at more tendency of falling to trick than men. So I don't think they only man by online, but they know that is actually true. So as much as I'm trying to balance between our opponent and our bearing, but they also know these things. So moving on, your firewall to do is you have detected the threat. The next thing is that this information is confidential. It's for me alone. This particular one also is for me and my husband. This one is for me and my wife. Okay, this information is between myself, my wife, and our firstborn, because in yet one level yes, maturity is this certain stage. That is your firewall of defense. Anything more information tell this thing. Security update is more share information by phone. Can me? No, and lagbaja but you are too social. Only the and all that. You have no certain, so that's why I call it security updates. You have to be updating the level of information you are sharing, the one that has to be kept up and not. So now this table that I created, the only reason why I make this table is for just one reason, and that reason is that individual, this is our business. Something I said that affordable entry in case that maybe along that business you alone will be successful to some certain fault. You have to know probably maybe an external drive you are going to have that you document certain information, you know, that this information is going to be kept somewhere. That's for individual. For someone that is in retail, like Roya business one thing, I think the outlets be major money, beauty salon, Connie, Estonia, money, Connie, Florida. Those are just the two outlets. I am managing one. Whenever my their first born, we don't carry any California is one that is managing the other one. So you know, it has become a retail business because it is no longer one individual and other. So things is moving. So when you now get to the level of business, now level of business, what I mean is that you have now advanced to like you have become a big stage. A big stage is that it has become a big company that you have had a lot of workers. It is now no longer you that is managing it. You have people you are paying salary for. And so there is a way that you are not going to. So in this case now, you might like, I think I will need a cybersecurity specialist or an expert that is going to be helping me to monitor this. But to get to this stage, it means that yes, along to a certain stage, like then we now have this one I call enterprise. This one are the top giants. These are the level of the Dangotes, the $10. When levels you have arrived, PGS, you are the top gun. When you are talking about the number one, this and so this one, and when you tell me any excuse, they have to have a specialist that is managing their distance so that they don't fall because they are going to every other person. Up of us, in case T Jabo, you know, I believe you buy me. So that is what they always do in that kind. So it means that as you advance in business, as you advance in certain things, the more all of machine provide funds, they say that something is important. Your health, you have to have a good doctor, you have to have a sound lawyer. You have to have a good lawyer in case you bani any we will foot to fit because only talk about one of my friends, my brother knows him. He had an accident some years ago. The guy, he was in his house. It's not going out now. So you're not going to be any but so a lot of things is only what buying. So that comes to the end of this part. So this is just a WhatsApp contact in case if there is any question or people want to see my personal thing and all that. So that's why I just add this part to it. So and my brother also has my information if anybody has any detail or anything that they want and stuff. So I think this comes to the end of our session. So if there's anything, let us get to it. Questions and answers.
All right. Thank you very much, my brother. That's Lanio. Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful session. And you have actually talked about so much. And even from your narration, the story, and all, I'm sure people are already having, they already have an idea of how to protect their information. We should not be too eager to tell people our personal information, personal details. I don't know, so, as much as, yes, you want people to know what is going on in your life, there's some information that should be personal to you and your family. And also, I think in a family too, you should have a code so that when you are speaking to each other, you know that, okay, this is how this person talk, this is how we talk to each other. You have a standard already. So if another person is trying to mimic that person, you already know that, no, this is definitely not from this person. Where I know how this person talk and all, because the truth is, they might not get us directly. Like we said, most time they don't even come to you directly because they cannot get to you directly. They go through someone that is weaker. They get information on Bayoko. I think about 6 months ago or something, calling any report directly to Kilongwe, Abu Ekolo, Loa phone. So phone Abu and Loa Not if you send the message, you see, and they make it a very urgent matter. We only that is you know the do we go to confirm we shall do no fit we are above below the phone number, you know, we send it in, and it even happened in our group recently. Just we come up here, what if you send the broadcast message to all the friends, you know, one of your come down, and people are very, me as a person, when it comes to money, when you see a message like that and the person is asking you for money ego or information that you know that this thing is information that is that would, if I lose this thing, I might be affected in any way. You call the person and hear the voice. In fact, it has gotten beyond people hear voice alone. Do a video call and let the person a video call. Okay, this person is actually, especially when the money is going to be a very high sum of money. So it's better you call and let's see each other so that you know that we can confirm on. And even video call because people are doing AI now, using AI, and you would think you're actually speaking to the person directly. You know, so we have to be extra 1,000,000% careful. Now, I think at some point, just to add to what my brother said, when a website sent an offer to me personally, sometimes I go as far as checking when that website was registered before I can say that, okay, I think I can discuss with this person. Because most of these hackers, they go as far as registering genuine websites that look close to what you want to do, that look very close to like GTB, use gtbank.com, Abby. You will be surprised that they will register gtbbank.com, and you will not know. You will just see, actually, you are reading gtbbank.com in the domain. Meanwhile, GTB actually gtbank.org, Abby, gtbankonline.org, or what is their email? But they will now, their domain, they will now use something very close. Maybe they will just add an S. If you are relying on just domain, how many domains do we know personally? That's the honest truth. How many domains do we know? You don't know all this domain your end off, but when you see a domain that is fake, you can easily know sometimes, you know, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. But this one is not XYZ. Maybe the original domain is gtbonline.com. They will register GTB online. That online, they might miss a spelling, or they just add another thing to the online that will make you think that, okay, it's still the same GTB. And you will fall for it. You will think that it's still the same GTB that is sending you a message or whatever. So we have to be extra careful. And when you are not sure of some things, try to contact people, try to talk to them that, okay, I think I saw this. That's one thing I like about my sister. She knows that I'm an IT person. She's not an IT, she's a nurse. So whenever she sees any mail that does not look like it to her, the first thing she does is send it to me. But okay, I saw this mail, please help me confirm first before I open it. And I'll tell her if to open it to go ahead or not. And if I tell her don't open it, don't delete it straight in it, she doesn't even question it 2 times. She deletes the mail or whatever it is, whatever the offer is or not, she deletes it straight. So, Joe, we need to be extra careful because sometimes it's not about us. It could be through your children. It could be through your child's school. Now, I have many clients, and most of my clients, I host them on the Bluehost. Now, because I host them on Bluehost, most of these scammers think that I registered a domain on Bluehost too. So many times they will send a mail to me that, oh, your domain has expired. Come and I still have like 4 or 5 domain, that 5 email that will say renew. And now the price. The moment you click, just like what my brother showed you, the moment you click that thing, it takes you to Bluehost. You now enter your Bluehost username and password, they get your information straight. So that means they can access your Bluehost account and start attacking your client, your customer in different ways. So please, link that are sent to you and you are not sure, unless you are so sure of the link of that. And no bank will ask you to. And many a time, when I open such link and my password, my email and password is not auto-loaded because there's a way I load it on my phone. If it's not auto-loaded, I know that something is wrong. That is not my usual website. So I stop. So I don't want to talk too much on this. I think we have a hand up. Maybe question, Mr. Surasa, you have the floor.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Emma, it's just 1 or 2 things in the fried chicken.
Okay,
in
sir.
respect to that GTB bank. So it's just
Yeah.
an example. See, for instance, over gtbank.com, that .com, they will the whenever you receive an email that is suspicious, that GT bank, for instance, wọ́n máa kọ́ exactly bí GT bank ṣe kọ tiwọn .com yẹn or .org yẹn will be written like that. But what they change is that O tó wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn, wọ́n máa change it sí 0. So if you are not conscious, if you don't look at it very well, that 0 yẹn èèyàn máa rò pé bóyá O ni, which is org, and it's gonna be 0. So téèyàn ò bá ṣọ́ra ẹ̀, èèyàn ti máa click on that link and information will be compromised.
Exactly.
That's number one. Then the second one, somebody the technology has gone advanced in such a way that and there are features that need to observe, because any ever shake or fade, disappear.
Exactly.
Tó bá gbé ọwọ́ ara ẹ̀, tó bá gbé kọjá níwájú ara ẹ̀, òun gangan máa disappear. So sometimes ẹ lè ní láti bi ẹni ẹ pé o ẹ máa introduce nǹkan kan tó máa mú shake kúrò, because tẹ́ni ẹ bá ti wà tó kàn wà standby tí ò shake, ó yẹ kẹ́ wà suspicious of that person pé ẹni yìí ó like kó má jẹ ẹni tẹ́ ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ gangan ni. So that's the two things to come to my mind tí mo ní kí n kàn put in.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, Mr. Gani, sir.
Okay, I really appreciate what you have been doing, and everything is okay, because why I was asking the question I asked earlier was that I'm also in the banking sector, and I know a lot of things that people should look out for when they get such kind of email. That's why I was like particular about telling people in the form of sensitizing them about what specifically they should look into to be able to detect this stuff. Because, you know, like when some people receive email, I really appreciate that this the person who spoke before now really give instances of what people should just look at before so that they don't fall prey. Because when you get emails, like possibly the email may arise from the bank with the details, but when you check clearly, there will be something that will show you that this thing is not from your bank. So those are the things that I think that maybe people like you who have been in cybersecurity knows very well, and we should emphasize on those more for people so that they get acquainted with it, so that when they get anything, they become like a very attentive to it before clicking anything. Because these days, when you just click something, they can wipe, or they can just get all the information that is on your phone. So I just want to lend my voice in that direction, maybe my kind of engagement with other push you guys into the direction of like trying to tell the people, okay, when you see this, you don't do this. When you see that, you don't do this. And I'm really very impressed when this, I don't know his name, maybe Mr. Adesina, am I right?
Yeah.
When he made mention of the fact that people should always have a kind of a pattern that you show that when you click a link and you are seeing something underground the link, then you will be able to know that this is not originating from the bank, because your bank will not use something like Gmail or all this stuff to send you any information. So I think that also is a good thing that even myself, I've never even looked in that direction before now. But I never look in that direction.
What is coming?
No. What I always do is that when I get message, I believe my bank will not be telling me what to do. Is what I want to do. So I always just ignore them. Really,
because that one is even much more common now. That one that they will put, you will actually think is actually from the bank, but by the time you check the email that sent it, It's one XYZ rubbish, you know,
Okay, you see.
that send the mail and all. So, that one is very, very common.
So this is very appreciative, and I think many people should endeavor to be attentive to this kind of sensitization so that we don't fall prey. Maybe some of us, we have to like also in our group tell people the benefit of joining this kind of conversation so that we can share information. It's not even only for you listening or something. You can go to some interview for job. They can ask questions that has been said here. They can ask questions, and your response using what you have gotten here to respond to that question may really be what is going to get you the job. We don't know. Sure. So I really appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much, Mr. Adesina, another speaker whom I may have missed because I didn't join early enough.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Okay, can I say something, sir?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I would like to chip something in, is because towards the end, time is going, so we're working against time. So one of the things I also want to mention that one of our brothers discussed about concerning the pattern in which the website are being forged. I actually also want to talk about it. And most of the time, there are usual letters when websites are being formed. There are usual letters that are being targeted. That, for example, if the website you are using, for example, is maybe somebody found information that you want to work with Dangote, for example, and Dangote website is Dangote Group. So if you look at that name, Dangote Group, we have O, we have I think O is a common word there. Then we have T, then DANGOTEGROU. We have UP. Some certain letters, those letters that are targeted, O, most of the time, they might change the O. If it has two O, one O will be used, the other O will be turned to 0. So everything will be normal, but just that O will be targeted, will be changed to 0. Where there is S, S might be targeted, that S will be changed to 5. I, if there is I in this, so those, okay, let me just use it. These letters are usually letters that are targeted. Oh, once you are, those information I want to target these letters, like when you over, just like the picture that I showed in that presentation slide, over this thing. Look at the O that is there. If one of them will be 0, even you yourself would know that it's 0. The only reason why people are not suspicious is that because they just went to click, you just look at it like, okay, this is Google. They just click it and go. At least one of them will be 0. Sometimes the two of them might be 0. So where there is I, so the letter that target are O, I, most of the time they will use 1 for I, 1. Like Gmail, for example, everything will be correct, www.gmail.com, everything will like, that Gmail just use 1 and L. L also is usually targeted. Sometimes they might use L, I as a capital letter I for L. There is way that when you type capital letter I in email, it's going to go and check, you see that they're different from L. So all those things, when they type Gmail, you just see that this is not L. So all those things, those alphabets are usually, let me list them again. O, I, S, L. They are usually being targeted that they will change once they just like my brother said that they will clone the website. They will because the so invest, they will create websites. Maybe the website they need, we are saying, we're buying this course, business investment and all that. It's something like that. This is our website. So because you don't know more about website, that is where certain information is very important. That this business that these people are discussing with me, I want to put millions of naira. And you know that company actually existed, and those companies are giant companies, you know them already. But these guys are dealing with you online, you have gone to the office, because I don't know material fake office and all that. Office, everything look genuine, the website look this or something. if you know that there's no how I can spot this thing, you have your spouse, you have your wife, you have someone that àbúrò mi ní mọ̀ nípa kọ̀ǹpútà dàbí kìíní kan bá mi wo àwọn lẹ́tà yìí eléyìí ò jọ olójú mi ó dàbí zero, you know, all those things. You also, because you too, you want to invest money, so owó yìí tẹ́ fẹ́ invest yìí before kẹ́ tó rí ẹ ṣe wàhálà àwòtẹ́lọ̀ àgùn tó jẹ́ pé yes ẹ̀yin gbọ́mọ̀ pé yes ká tó jẹ ẹyin inú àpáta àáké gan ẹnu ẹ̀ bend. So it means that money you must not give it out freely. So you have to be scrutinize well that she website again, even if it's about look like everything, well, okay, you cannot find out something like that. Look at this thing, check those information that no. Look at website àwọn àbí yìí báyìí ló ṣe wí kíní kan bọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ yìí I kọ́ lélẹ̀ 1 lélẹ̀ L kọ́ lélẹ̀ O kọ́ lélẹ̀ 0 lélẹ̀ S kọ́ lélẹ̀ 5 lélẹ̀. So they always target those specific alphabets. So tomati wa create website yẹn, tomati clone website yẹn, wọ́n máa wá kọ number yẹn sí, wọ́n máa substitute wọn. Ibi tó yẹ kí I wà bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n máa fi 1 sí, but everything máa correct. I yẹn nìkan ló máa change. So gbogbo alphabet tó wà lórí website yẹn, ẹ máa wo gbogbo ẹ̀ like pé ọmọ kékeré tó fẹ́ ka ABC. Ẹ bá ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ pé àṣírí ti tú o 0 kọ́ lélẹ̀ o lélẹ̀. Ìgbà míì gan they might just like someone that clone Google website. They clone it in 5 different ways. They use that O, 1 O, the other 0. The one, they use 0 in 2 places. 1, that L. So different kind of style like that. So just those are the things that we should look out for and ensure that yes, we were able to spot. So just like our brother said and asked that, what the thing that we should look out for. So where it is now becoming dangerous is if you are coming from a phone angle. Now, phone users, that is where we have to, because majority of us are not on our laptop. We use phone. That is where we have to be extra careful. What a laptop, just like I said, you have it over. You'll be able to find out. But in this kind of case, now you are using phone. That is where they have to be, because what if you can cover on the corporate YouTube, you know, to corporate GTB. So, what's where you have to click. The way they click, the motivation on to show the dictates in law. So now in this kind of case, this thing has to do with investment that will take your money, and you need to find out that there's no how you're going to find out through your phone. You have to ensure that any that you find someone that you can use your laptop to scrutinize to find out.
Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, thank you. In fact, I actually wanted to say that too, because phone tends to not give you all the features that you can get on a laptop or on a system. With phone, it will hide some things. You will not even see it at all. Now, I just share something on my screen. Ever working in that domain link. Now, look at this. This is the company I use for my hosting, bluehost.com. Now, if you look at this email now, the email comes as bluehost.com. But because this message has been sent to spam, that's why it's revealing the domain email that was used. Look at the email that was used to send a Bluehost email. A Bluehost, see, D@or-adn.ch. If I click on this, see, they actually sent it from here to my company account. See that? And they put Bluehost at the front. If I didn't check this very well, I just think this one is just a code, that this is actually a company that sent it to me. Now, if you look at the content, domain renewal notice, you know, this one is not even their target. This one is just $13. Their target is for me to click on this. Now, let me copy this thing. I'll put it in the chat so that you see this link. I'll copy it for you to see that it's not copy link. Okay, let me even put it here, since you can see my screen from there. See the link. Can you see? And they already put my target email. If I press enter from here now, I didn't want to press enter because I don't know what technology is behind that.
Immediately you press enter, it's going to show on the Kali, because that information is for Kali.
Yes, and I guess probably for my email they might have added some other, extracted some other information. So putting it there basically exposed some of my stuff. So the link I just showed you now. Let me put it there again. Probably you can see. Then look at the HTTP/57EA, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't have anything to do with, what's it called? Bluehost at all. So why do I have to now click on that? I don't have to click it. You might think, oh, $13 is small. This is not their target. They are not even collecting this money from you. What they want to collect from you is way more than that, is your information to access your Bluehost account. And when they can access your Bluehost account, they can attack all the websites. I have more than 50, 60 websites on that Bluehost account. They can attack everything. And high-profile websites are there and all. So basically, they use me to target my customers. And my customers will not even know it was through me that they get the information from. You understand? So we have to be very careful. Sometimes it's not about us alone, the security. It's about those around us, our loved ones too. How well are we making sure they are not attacked through our own negligence or our own not being careful enough? So that's why we have to be extra careful in whatever we do. And that's why I'm appreciating my brother the more for what he has, given us tonight and all. It's a wonderful lesson. And I just hope that we will be much more conscious about, the mails that we open. And if I hope, see, in this spam, there are many other emails. Many of them are, in fact, I don't even open them at all because I know this one is a spam even before I open. Look at this one, this special offer. This is spam. So if I click it now, see the email. See the way they coin the email. Let me zoom it out so that you see. See the way they coin the email. It looks so real. Promos at pesapeer.com. And there is no website. Let's see the website so that we see. pesapeer.com. That's not Pesa website too. We all know Pesa now. Normal Pesa for transfer, money transfer. But look at what they created. They created the website for themselves. This is not Pesa website. See their own website. They created this. This is scam website. Yeah? Scammers. But see, promos, offer. But look at the offer. Send $100, you win 200, blah, blah, blah. But if you come to this send money, it is not special link that is there. But now, we have to be extra careful. That's just what I would say. So that we don't fall into prey. We don't fall into the hand of all these scammers. So, I don't know, do we have any questions so that we can call it a day because our time is fast spent? Any question? Any other additional
question? Let us indicate. So if there are people that want to introduce something that we have missed to talk about, you can also about Adasi.
And I have the what's it called? The presentation. I'll send it into the group after the meeting. So in case you want to have access to it, you want to download it and just go through it. That's our guest speaker presentation. So I will definitely share it in the group so that we can have access to it. And also this video, by God's grace, I will upload it in YouTube so that we can have access to it as well. So I think in the absence of any question, I want to call on my able vice president just to appreciate our guest speaker for what he has done tonight. Mrs. Ebun, giving him. Mrs. Ebun, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much for this educative seminar, because of course we'll learn one or two things from that. As previously Musa experienced it, that I was being scammed, and it's unfortunate, but thank goodness I I went over it. Of course, it was a disturbing experience for me. Me, if anybody could go through it, and it's good that we have something like this. Maybe since that share more another time to give other people benefits to learn one or two things from this too as well. So I don't think it's a 1 day thing, 2 days thing. I think once in a while we should because all you are part of us. Our scammers will still be part of us. I want all money hungry will still be part of us. One way or the other, you know. So let's just be vigilant and, you know, thank you so much for this. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you, my brother. Thank you very much. And I think on that note, we would like to call it a night and a wonderful weekend. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming on board and being part of this wonderful meeting. My brother, thank you.
Okay,
all right. Any wonderful Sunday ahead. Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.